Long before emperors ruled Rome, a sacred flame burned at the heart of the city.
Within this temple burned the sacred fire of the goddess Vesta.
Long before emperors ruled Rome, a sacred flame burned at the heart of the city.
Guarding this sacred flame were the priestesses known as the Vestal Virgins.
For centuries, these priestesses ensured the sacred fire never died.
The Vestal Virgins were chosen as children to serve the sacred flame.
For 30 years, their lives belonged to the goddess Vesta.
Their sacred duty was simple, yet vital for the survival of Rome.
The sacred flame could never be allowed to fade or die.
For the Romans, the flame represented the life of their empire.
In ancient Rome, the Vestal Virgins held a sacred and powerful position. They lived beside the temple, devoted entirely to the goddess. Their task was to guard the flame that symbolized Rome itself.
If the flame ever died, Romans believed disaster would follow. So the priestesses watched the fire with absolute devotion.
Each Vestal Virgin swore a sacred oath of purity and service.
For 30 years, their lives belonged to the sacred order.
Their sacred duty was to protect the eternal flame of Rome.
The sacred flame represented the safety of the Roman state. As long as the flame burned, Rome believed the gods watched over them.
Among the people of Rome, the Vestal Virgins were deeply respected.
Even powerful magistrates honored the presence of a Vestal.
Yet their sacred lives were bound by strict and ancient laws. Their purity was believed to protect the sacred flame. Within these temple walls, their duty never ended. But the sacred order of the Vestals was governed by severe laws.
If the sacred flame ever died, a Vestal responsible for such failure faced harsh punishment. The purity of the Vestals was believed to protect Rome itself.
For centuries, the sacred flame continued to burn in silence.
Each year, the Romans honored Vesta during the sacred festival of Vestalia.
During these days, Roman women brought offerings to the sacred hearth.
Inside the temple, the sacred fire continued to burn without interruption.
The fire symbolized the safety and unity of the Roman people.
For Romans, the flame of Vesta was the heart of their civilization.
As the sun set over Rome, the sacred temple grew quiet. Inside the temple, the eternal flame continued its silent watch. Even in darkness, The fire symbolized Rome's enduring spirit.
Generations of priestesses had guarded this flame before.
And through the centuries, the sacred flame never ceased to burn.
Night slowly fell across the ancient city of Rome. The busy forum grew silent as the city went to rest.
Yet within the temple, the sacred flame remained alive.
For the Romans, this flame was the living heart of their empire.
For generations, the sacred fire had burned in the heart of Rome.
Many priestesses had guarded this flame across the centuries. Through wars and triumphs, the sacred fire never faded.
The flame stood as a symbol of Rome's eternal strength.
In its light, the spirit of Rome continued to live.
In the quiet of night, the sacred fire still burned for Rome.
The sacred flame had witnessed centuries of Roman history.
Empires changed, yet the flame remained constant.
The fire symbolized the unity of the Roman people.
Within its light, Rome believed the gods still watched over them. For centuries, the sacred flame had never been allowed to die.
Generation after generation, priestesses guarded the eternal flame.
The flame stood as a sacred promise to the people of Rome. As long as the fire burned, Rome believed its future was secure.
And so the sacred fire.
Across the sleeping city, the sacred flame continued to burn.
Within the temple, the fire glowed quietly in the darkness. The priestesses remained watchful beside the sacred hearth.
For Rome, the flame represented the heart of the empire.
In its light, the spirit of Rome endured through the ages. Yet the sacred flame continued its eternal vigil.
Its light flickered against the ancient stones of the temple. For the Romans, this fire was the living heart of their civilization.
And as long as it burned, Rome believed the gods remained with them. Long after the city fell silent, the sacred flame still burned.
Within the temple, the eternal fire continued its silent vigil.
For centuries, priestesses had guarded this living flame.
In its light, the spirit of ancient Rome endured.
And as long as the sacred fire burned, Rome believed it would endure.